Want to go over what it's like to be the committee manager, the committee chair, the person responsible for loading the documents and moving the case forward and sharing the documents with the candidate. I'm logged in as time out. I'm going to go look at my case, Victor Bulldog. And again, you start with the case materials. I can read the case, and you can look at the previous video to look at what it's like to review a case. I also want to make sure I come to case details on a regular basis to come in and edit the dates that I've accessed the file. I answer my questions and I submit the form. All committee members should be doing the same. To check on the status of the forms, the access logs need to be completed by every committee member. I can come to Manage Respondents. Under Manage Respondents, I will see a list of people, my committee members, who have not yet submitted their log sheet. If I see any names up here and we're ready to move the case forward, I'll need to contact them and ask them to finish up their forms. I can see I've completed the form and my other committee member have completed it. I can close this up and I know that those forms are done. I also want to check to make sure that the recommendation form is completed, and it is. Remember, each one of these recommendation forms will be different depending on the case. If you're doing a sabbatical case, it will ask you about your recommendation for sabbatical. It may actually ask you for the rank order also. If it's for promotion, it will be more for that, or tenure and promotion, it will be again different. So each one of these forms is tailored to the request that the faculty member is making. This one is for an additional probationary year, and it records the vote, and at the end you submit the form. To check on the status of this form, again, I can come to Manage Respondents. However, I should be the only one responding to this form. This form, the recommendation, is the basis for all the committee. You are filling it out for the committee. So once those forms are completed and you have the file loaded, whoops, there's no file loaded. Let's go ahead and add a file. We've written our recommendation. So I have the recommendation on my desktop, and I am going to attach the file and load it up. Whoops, wrong section. Let's try that again. Going to delete that document. It was not the correct document. Scroll back down. I deleted the file, so we're going to need to add it again. So I'm going to click Add File. I'm going to drag and drop it the correct file this time. This time I'm going to load it into the correct section, the correct file, and I click Add. So as you can see, if I loaded the wrong file, simple, just edit and delete the file that I've loaded. Or I could edit the details and rename it if I needed to do that also. So now I've completed that. I have completed my submissions, and my required information is now gone. I'm ready to share this with the candidate. The easiest way to share is to go back to case materials. The way I like to do it, I like to collapse all the sections. It makes scrolling down a little quicker. I find the section that I loaded our departmental review. I'm going to open that up. There's our review. Here's our recommendation form. and I'm going to share it with the candidate. You do need a subject, you do need a message. I highly recommend you take a double check at the files that are attached down here to make sure that they are the accurate files. There have been times when the committee has sent the wrong file. Then I'm going to click Enable for the file response. This is for a response. And here you're going to look at the deadline and find the response deadline for the faculty member. This year, for some of them, it's November 2nd. You will need to look for the exact deadline for the response date. Do not do 10 days. Give them this date. I will then look for the section, and again, different files may have different sections. You may have response section. This one has candidate responses and department reviews together. Once I have this information complete, I send it. This sends an email to Victor E. Bulldog. Victor E. Bulldog gets an email, and then he can see what information is being shared, and he has an opportunity to respond. If I come in as Victor E. Bulldog, this is the one we just shared. He can see committee files. This is the date that it is due, and he would click here to hit a response. He can see the recommendation form that you shared with him. And next materials, he can see the review that you shared. This was the review, just page 1. So that's what Victor E. will see.